If you like what I do, consider joining my channel or donating to my coffee. Links in the description. Alright boys, welcome to my Kami the Great Guardian review speedrun, any percent. You know the drill. I'm going for sub 10 seconds today. Let's go. Okay. Was it my best go? Lots of mistakes. I could easily shave off a couple more seconds, no doubt. Okay, we got this. Let's jump back in. Microvanias are all the rage recently. Maybe. I don't really know. I just know I've been playing a bunch of them lately. And the latest one I played was Kami the Great Guardian, and boy, howdy, is it a microvania. A microvania, if you will. It's so micro, the devs held a speedrunning contest with leaderboards and prizes and everything. And the fastest player, as of the publication of this video, completed the game in 3 minutes and 42 seconds. That's nuts. Quick shout out to my boy Dos Equis for coming in third, which is second loser. I actually placed fourth in the completionist category, reaching 100% in about 34 minutes. Which isn't too bad considering I didn't know I was being timed and I set the controller down at one point to take a dump. Ignore that. But still, third loser isn't half bad. And thankfully, the completionist category didn't come with a cash prize, so you don't have to worry about me committing charity fraud like a real completionist. Anyway, what's Kami the Great Guardian about? A meteor strikes the earth, corrupts the great tree, and puts its roots into dormancy. The great tree summons Kami, a nurturer and protector, and tasks him with rescuing the dormant roots and cleansing the corruption before it spreads. Is this short Shinto-inspired tale worth your time? Or would you rather spend 30 minutes doom scrolling again?
Combat.
Monkey have stick. Monkey hit crab with stick. Combat good.
Abilities.
Okay, combat's not that simplistic, but it's not far off. Kami has a ground strike, an air strike, and eventually a charged attack. His most versatile move is the aerial down strike, which lets him pogo off enemies and reach new heights. And that's basically Kami's combat. Enemies aren't really opponents, they're obstacles you either navigate around or eliminate, whichever tickles your fancy. And since the game's built around speed rather than fighting, you'll most likely be doing the latter because there's no reward for killing anything. Unless you find an optional Katsune room that tasks you with genociding the area for a reward, but outside of that, enemies are just pogo fodder. As for bosses, nope. Bosses would only slow you down. And if you're trying to beat the game in under 4 minutes, you don't want any pesky bosses blocking your path. Okay, I've been dismissive for comedy's sake, but Kami's combat's fine for what it is. The game's vision is to give you a quick, frictionless Metroidvania fix, something you can blaze through while staying in a platforming flow state. To that end, the simple combat absolutely does its job.
Abilities. Platforming.
Kami gets a surprising number of abilities during his journey, even though, if the speedrun times are anything to go by, he may not need most of them, if any. The game's built to be beaten fast and outright encourages sequence breaking through its leaderboards and achievements, which I think is really neat. I'm also a fan of MVs that bake sequence breaking into the game and reward you for it. Most of Kami's abilities revolve around environmental manipulation. He gets a charged attack to break a few walls and the ability to swim, but the bulk of his kit is about activating objects. Hitting lily pads to make them rise up like an elevator, hook-shotting off plants, connecting bushes with a vine to revive mushrooms or whatever. It's all brilliantly thematic and feels great to use. The moment-to-moment platforming is the game's real bread and butter. Kami's movement is smooth and responsive, and playing with all the environmental objects to zip around the world is genuinely fun. With perfectly timed pogos, seed tosses, and hook shots, Kami can race through the world with little interruption. Exactly the kind of flow the game's designed for.
Progression.
Kami doesn't have much in the way of progression, and that's by design. The Kitsune rooms you find are split into two types. Strength Nurtures, which task you with the aforementioned genociding for a permanent damage boost, and Health Nurtures, which are short platforming trials that increase your max HP. And that's basically it. There's no crafting, no branching upgrades, no stat tinkering, just a couple of clean, focused boosts. Kami's a hyper-focused Microvania built around speed, and it wisely avoids bogging players down with unnecessary mechanics that would only slow the experience.
Exploration.
This is where Kami gets really interesting. Most Microvanias follow a pretty linear exploratory structure, with the occasional sequence break discovered by high-level players exploiting glitches or just being that dang good. And that's great. Structured exploration is perfect for delivering that snappy Metroidvania fix Microvania fans crave. But then there's Kami, which is much like golf. You win at golf by playing less golf than everyone else, which is apt because just look at that golf swing. Kami doesn't have a critical path. It has a beginning and an end, and everything between those points is gravy. You can do what I did, collect everything and explore the entire map, or you can be a crazy person and beat the game faster than it takes to make instant ramen. The fact that both approaches are valid is a testament to the devs' excellent execution of their vision. Now, let's forget speedrunning and approach the game like an actual sane person. Even when treating Kami like a traditional Metroidvania, the openness is impressive. The game ability gates you, but most important gates have multiple solutions or can be bypassed with another ability and keen observation. I honestly couldn't tell you the game's intended path because I don't think it has one, and I think that's neat. The in-game map is excellent. Blocky design, color-coded biomes, and automatic labels for anything important. Not that there's a ton to collect. The Kitsune rooms are fine, but seeds exist mostly for 100% completion. And the fast travel, the best kind. Travel between every save point. It makes an already speedy game even speedier. That's it for exploration. Kami's exploration is memorable because it refuses to play by traditional Microvania rules. Instead of funneling you down a curated path, it hands you a toolbox, which apparently you can ignore, points at the finish line, and says, go nuts. Whether you're collecting everything or blasting through the world and finishing the game before the water in your pot starts to boil, the game's open structure, multi-solution ability gates, excellent map readability, and frictionless fast travel all reinforce that freedom. It's a tiny world built for speed, a refreshing twist that makes Kami's exploration feel lively, flexible, and genuinely clever.
Atmosphere. Narrative.
The best way to describe Kami's presentation is modest. It's not the prettiest game out there, but it doesn't look bad either. In fact, I dig its retro aesthetic. Its blocky environments aren't my favorite though. All those flat surfaces and perpendicular angles make for an ironically inorganic environment in this verdant landscape. The music sounds pretty good though, and the narrative is kind of odd. The story and its characters are perfectly fine, and though the English dialogue could have benefited from an additional pass, the writing's solid. The issue isn't quality, but in quantity. For a game that can be beaten in the time it takes you to brush your teeth, there's a lot of talking going on here. Start the game, the Great Tree blabs. New biome, Great Tree blabs again. Rescue a spirit? You better believe that's a blabbling. All these jabronis got something to say. You can skip most of it, and a lot of the chatter lives in optional dialogue boxes, so it's not intrusive, just unexpected for a Microvania this tiny. But in all honesty, the amount of story is fine, and Kitsune's little arc of recognizing Kami's achievements is fun to watch. And cleansing the corruption and watching the thorns and purple junk fade away is genuinely satisfying.
Final thoughts and score.
Kami the Great Guardian is a tiny, energetic burst of platforming bliss. A game with excellent vision and execution. Its combat is simple but serviceable, its movement feels great, and its environmental abilities make zipping around the world genuinely satisfying. Its presentation, while modest, carries enough charm to keep the experience light and pleasant. It's not deep, it's not long, and it's not meant to be those things. Kami is a quick, clever little adventure that delivers fun and speed-friendly action with just enough personality to leave an impression. I award Kami, the Great Guardian, a 7.5 out of 10. Kami the Great Guardian is available for PC. I played it exclusively on the Steam Deck with 0 issues, and therefore give it a Steam Deck rating of verified.
Pair placement.
Kami the Great Guardian, like any great Microvania, embraces the genre's core ideas while stripping them down to their absolute essentials. It gives you ability-gated progression, clever environmental interactions, and an open map that encourages both sequence breaking and freeform routing. Its simplicity won't satisfy fans looking for depth, but its commitment to openness, multi-solution gates, and fast, flexible movement makes it a surprisingly clever micro take on the genre. Kami the Great Guardian cleanses the corruption from the B tier. Kami the Great Guardian delivers a quick hit of the good stuff for anyone who loves fast, bite-sized adventures. Whether you want a short burst of platforming fun or you're chasing your next personal best, Kami gives you just enough charm and momentum to keep you Kamiing back for more.